All right, welcome back to another video. Today, I actually wanted to talk about the new Model Y and the fact that we do not have a gear shifter stock that we can actually use to put it in drive and in park, and what your options are because of that. So, first of all, if you go to the menu and you go to the driving dynamics, you do see that you have an option here to have auto shift. So you can turn auto shift on, or you can just have it out of park. So auto shift off, basically you always are going to have to use the shifter on the screen if you're not using self-driving, of course. So we can just display that. We can just show that really quick. It does take some getting used to. So if I press the brake, obviously it's going to pull up this shifter. So instead of it being a stock, you're going to have to shift. You push this car up to put it in drive. You push it down to put it in reverse. And if you're holding the brake, you tap to put it in park. If you're not holding the brake, you have to hold the P to put it in park. So those are the different options for how you're going to use that. But of course, if you're going to be doing some quick turns back and forth, that could be a little bit irritating to do that. So I'm going to let this truck here move out of the way, and then I'm just going to see how it does without using the auto shifter, which surprisingly to me, you don't have the option for auto shift on the older Model Y, even though obviously it's all in the software and it could just as easily have added it to, they could have easily added it to those models, but they didn't. So we're just going to use it here. So if I want to shift into drive, push it up, then I can put it in drive around a little bit. But then of course, if I want to park, let's say I want to back into this space over here, I will have to shift it on the screen to get it in reverse, and then tap to park. So drive, and you can see if I was doing some sort of maneuver, it works. It is quick, but I will say it is a little bit to get used to instead of using the stock. So that's that without using the auto park. By the way, nice to have this front camera, especially in this situation when we are nosing into a space. So that's a nice new feature that we didn't have on the old one. And also it has a front washer, which I haven't tried before. There we go. So it actually does wash that front camera, which is kind of nice. Nice to have that option. All right, so now what we're going to do is tap it into park, and we're going to turn on the auto shifter. So we go back into dynamics and auto shift. We're going to turn it on. We can just do out of park, but obviously that's pretty straightforward as to what out of park would be. It's just only when you're going from park is it going to try to decide which way you would want to go at that point. So you can see that we nosed into this spot. We have auto shift beta on, and what we're going to do is just tap the brake, and it says if you tap, it's going to go to reverse. So it shows that it's already decided it's going in reverse. I did not have to press anything, so it automatically decides that. And then I will just reverse. And see, now it's actually kind of dumb in this case because I didn't actually turn the right way when reversing. So it doesn't really know how to shift it. So if I turn to the right when I'm reversing and turn the other direction and press the brake, it'll put it in drive. And that's a little bit finicky because you have to get it to get all of those things in the right order. Otherwise, it doesn't really know which way you're going to want to go. It's trying to predict whether you want to reverse or you want to continue going forward, and based on basically a combination of maneuvers you do. So if I were going to do this and say I was going to try to park in a space, I can't do that without doing it manually because it doesn't really know. Even though I put the turn signal on, that's not one of the combinations that it knows to shift it into a particular different direction. So we'll try that again. Put it in park. And it says right now, because we've backed into the space, that I can tap to drive. So if I just tap the brake, puts it in drive automatically. You got to be careful because you got to make sure that it is actually going the direction you want it to go, and it will just be going in drive. So that's nice when it works, but it gets kind of obnoxious when you don't do something exactly how you would expect it to work, and it doesn't decide quickly which way you want to go. So this time, instead of just reversing straight back, what I'm going to do is I want to make sure that it's going to shift it back into drive, and it's going to do that when I want to go to the right. And by getting it to do that, what I have to do is I tap it to put it in reverse, and I will back out of the space turning left. So I'm turning left out of the space, and you can see that if I press the brake and also turn the steering wheel, it will shift it automatically to drive. So it's only because it assumes that I'm going to want to turn the other direction when I back out of the space that it's going to, shift it into drive. Otherwise, it'll just back up in reverse all day long because then it won't know to automatically switch to a different direction. We'll do that again. This time, let's put it in park again. This time I want to go to the left. So I'm going to reverse in right. I'm going to reverse this direction. And then it gets those two check boxes and it switches it into drive. So you have to turn it a decent amount, almost to the point where you're kind of like dry turning the tires on the pavement, which I don't really like. I would prefer it to be more of a fluid movement so that you're not rubbing that rubber sideways on the pavement as much. I mean, maybe that's not a big deal, but I've always felt like that's kind of going to be giving you more tire wear if you do that. I'm not sure, but that's my guess. So it is sort of annoying that you have to do it that way. And again, if you're going to park back into a space, you're going to have to shift it yourself. So those are the things that I would say take a lot of getting used to, and why the other day when I was doing that video on U-turns, I was not willing to risk having to do that 3-point turn really quick because I had not gotten used to it. Takes some getting used to. Yeah, so the auto shifter, pretty cool that it actually works, and it does work pretty well. It does take some getting used to, and obviously you have to know when it does and does not work. So especially if you're backing out of a space, you have to make sure that you're turning the opposite direction that you want to go in order for it to understand that when you start turning that other direction and you press the brake, that you're now wanting it to automatically shift in that other direction. So it's just things like that it's obviously a little bit finicky. And if you're using full self-driving, then I mean, it doesn't matter. It should just be able to do everything itself. But obviously, the biggest problem that full self-driving really has right now is actually doing parking lots and parking where you want it to be. So that would definitely be a situation where, you're going to have to get used to using this auto shifter or just shifting it manually on the screen. And honestly, you definitely should get used to using the screen first, I think, before turning that auto shifter on, because you have to first be very confident that if it doesn't work the way you expect it to, that you'll be able to use it quickly, because there's some times where you're definitely going to want to shift quickly to get out of the way or get to wherever you're going. So that's important. You don't want to be kind of stuck, and or even worse, not shift it properly and end up like backing into something when you thought you had shifted it to drive. So anyway, that's one of the biggest differences, at least in my opinion, of the Juniper Model Y versus the older Model Ys that had those drive stalks. And I think that it's going to be okay once I get used to it, but definitely something that takes a decent amount of getting used to, because it's different from every other car I've ever owned and ever driven. I've never even driven like the S or X that had this option in it either. So definitely going to take some getting used to, but I do think that as you use it a lot, then it'll be pretty much second nature, just like using the drive stock is. So just like with controlling anything, once you do it a bunch of times, it's no big deal. Anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.